So this is part 2 of looking at my CD collection, and the first, I think I got all the way through, all the way down to Neuroactive. I mean, there are a couple of interesting covers throughout. I went through a lot of the interesting ones, like was it one that's like Scorpion that was back on Neuroactive. I like this engine, the thing they did with engine, where it's got like the engine below it type stuff. This one was kind of weird, and some people might cringe to that. I can see that. Some people might do that. It's fine. It's a thing. I get some people don't like certain covers more than others. The one thing that was interesting was back on A23, Assemblage 23, they had like, it looks like busted up engine stuff. The compass idea was cool. That type of stuff. So I'm just glancing over some covers I didn't get in the first time. That's pretty cool. So like a lot of these have different covers, which is pretty interesting. Meta. Meta. So a lot of these have different covers. That's pretty, I don't think I saw that. I showed that one. Splashy. Kind of. When I first saw this, for some reason, I thought it was a killer whale on his back about to land backward at a glance. But then I took a second look, and it's actually water rushing what looks like ink. Looks like it's ink with it. Yeah, Identity. Pretty interesting, right? Actually, if you listen through these, there is, which one is it? I think it's Strayed. There's a song called Stray. I think that one is the one. There is a sound clip at the beginning of it, from Teen Titans, but it's sped up or remixed to the point where I don't think it falls underneath copyright things anymore. But yeah, there's a sound clip on there from Teen Titans, which I find pretty cool because it's like, oh, that's neat. CCM 137. One of the best songs of CCM is Peripheral, and then the one back on their first album, which I already showed their first album, like back on number 1, but was Atrophy. So there's CCM 137, Intelligent Design, which that was their hardest to get a hold of, actually. That was the hardest one to get a hold of. And CCM 137, Proof of Life, which is giving me like Throwbots type Bionicle vibes with this like low, this really cool purple, like, atmosphere type stuff. And even when you open it up, it has that similar aesthetic inside of it. We were about to enter Radius. So here's Iris. So Iris is a synth pop band, not to be mixed up with the rock band that I think is from Europe. But I like the Barbed Wire. They kind of had more of a guitar type. That was their third album, which had more guitar-like thing to it. We're trying to mix more acoustic guitars into synth music, which is fine. That album actually was one of their better ones. That was actually, and then I think probably their best album, Radiant. Their 5th album, Radiant, is more focused on synth-like sounds and the very different wave files or waves and different ways it can move. 6 was their newest album. My personal opinion, it was not as good as Radiant, but it had some ones that were pretty good. Like Third Strike was definitely good. I think One Kind was pretty good. Talking Out of My Mind, Out of My Mind. And then we get into another interesting artist, which actually, here's a cool thing. The same guy who designed this cover artwork is the same guy who made this next couple of music things, Archeton. And as you can see, those are petals coming out of a hand. This guy does some really interesting artwork, and it is pretty interesting. I mean, for lack of a better term, I can't think of another thing other than interesting, because this next thing is feathers coming out of a plant. I don't know. It's very, and this I noticed that the record company label thing, Dependent, I think their name is. Oh yeah, there was another one. They've been doing this paper thing recently. Last couple of albums I've gotten from them, because these two are from the same company, Dependent, was they were both this paper stuff, which is not bad, but I think it's cheaper to release an album on that. So that was Architung. Architung is very low beat, back, dark ambient type stuff. And then next one, we'll probably end on this and have a part 3. Man, I didn't know this was lasting until like some odd time because of there's so much stuff to show off. I didn't know this. So this is, to round off this video, is Apothegm Berserk, Welcome to Earth. Probably, in my opinion, their best album. And I think his name's Stephen Groth, or Stephen Groth, is he has some pretty interesting artwork he's got with him. He's a pretty cool dude. I like I mean, a lot of people might know this album for Kathy's song. But there's some other cool ones on here, like Star Sign, Eclipse, Fade to Black, which is a cover of Metallica's Fade to Black, Paranoia, Soul Taker, and he's very experimental on some of this stuff as well. So he, if you listen to Untitled 3 or what's the other one, Time to Move On, Everything We Know Is Wrong, Help Me, those are the tracks that are really more kind of just like sound wave type stuff. So join me again next time for part 3 on my CD collection.